Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makak Vadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into how, this time that we're entering, okay, how we're already in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Alright, we are going to experience, alright, we are going to see, spiritual power very soon, divine intervention, alright, miracles. Alright, so remember, it's twofold. So with all this, plagues coming down the pike, okay, you hear about like a lot of these, there's like a lot of new like spiders and new, things out there. Remember, there's going to be newly created creatures that you've never seen before. Alright, remember, the Lord's going to release Leviathan from the ocean, Behemoth. The Lord has a lot of things, beasts and creatures that this world hasn't even seen before, spirits created for vengeance. All right, the death angels, because the death angels are out here as well. Remember, we're in the time of judgment. All right, so we're about to see a whole lot out here. Okay, people getting taken out, like like Final Destination, stuff like that's gonna be happening. Where cars are just gonna be, crashing into each other, like Final Destination. There's a lot that's gonna be happening out here. As we get, closer and closer to the second coming of our Lord Yahushua. All right, we also got martial law coming. All right, lockdowns of food and water. All right, your resources for information, your resources for transportation. To get from one place to another. All right, that draft is going to be major, right here. Okay, also, the big one, what we're waiting for is the RFID microchip to be made mandatory. Okay, but with all this being said, remember, the Lord is going to lift up a standard, okay, means a way to escape spiritual power, divine intervention, miracles for his hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000, which is the house of David. And also, the elect, which consists of men, women, and children, who believe. All right. So in today's lesson, we're gonna go into 3 books. Okay, the book of Acts, the book of Daniel, and the book of Judges. Okay, going into how the Lord lifted up spiritual power and had angels intervene to help his prophets. Okay, to help his hopeful elect. All right, so this is the same thing that's going to happen here real soon. Acts chapter 12, verse 1, and we're going to go all the way down to the 25th verse. All right, now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. All right, because remember, the leaders, okay, from back when to now, okay, they do not like the Lord and they do not like the prophets, nor do they like the Lord's believers, okay, the Lord's anointed. And because he saw that it pleased the Jews, okay, because this was how wicked our people were. Like, you have 2/3 of our people who are sellouts, like Nate, Jay-Z and all them. Okay, those same people were back then, okay? Because they hate the prophets, okay? They hate the prophets. They hate the Lord. See, that's so that pleased the Jews, okay? We're the Jews. Okay, you gotta remember that, okay? We're the Jews. All right? So it pleased our people when they persecuted the prophets. See? This is why 2/3 of you are going to 2/3 of you Israelites are gonna feel that fire, because from back when until now, you betray the Lord, and you guys are pleased to see the prophets be put to death. You guys are pleased to see the leaders persecute the believers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is why this time, all you Sambos and sellouts, you're going down. Okay, the Lord is going to take you out with the Edomites and heathens. See? Verse 3, and because he saw that it pleased the Jews, okay, Herod the king, he saw that, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread, okay, the Passover. And when he had apprehended him, because they grabbed up Peter, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him. All right, intended after Easter, right there. That's the Passover. Okay, to bring him forth to the people. Okay, because that was we just got done with that. Okay, the feast of unleavened. Okay, which is the Passat. Okay, 7 days. All right. Here we go. So that's why right here it's Easter, but it says right here on top at the end of the 3rd verse, then were the days of unleavened bread, because right here they celebrate Easter, 1 day, with the rabbit, nowadays with a rabbit and eggs. A rabbit don't even lay eggs. What the hell is going on, So this word Easter, that's the Passover, okay? Then were the days of unleavened bread, the days. See? Because right here they have these heathens, the Edomites, they had Easter as 1 day. Then were the days of unleavened bread, because it's 7 days, the Passat, okay? The Passover. See? Alright, verse 5. Peter therefore was kept into prison. Okay? Peter therefore was kept in prison. But prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him. Okay, and when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains. See that? So that's how much they try to secure Peter. Okay, they want to make sure that he didn't escape prison. So not only did they deliver him to prison, but they also had him bound right there between 2 soldiers. Okay. So Acts chapter 12 verse 6. Listen up. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the night of the and behold the angel of the Lord. So the angel actually came down. Okay, all right, to show you that. And this time the angels are gonna intervene. Remember, Daniel 12:1. Okay, Michael shall stand up, but not just Michael. There's a lot of angels out here. Okay, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 22. All right, the angels are innumerable. You can't even count them. All right, remember, there's more angels than there are you mere mortals. All right, just putting that out there. Okay, because remember, this planet Earth is just one planet. Okay, planet Earth is just one planet. Okay, there's so many planets out there, galaxies, different realms. It's huge. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side. See that? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai came to send his angel to get Peter out of prison. See? To show you that the angels were intervening back then, and they're going to intervene in this time when the hopeful elect, have to go to prison, whatever it is. You see? All right, and the light shined in the prison. Okay, and he smote Peter on the side. So smote Peter, because the angels are rough. Okay, the angels are tough. Remember, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 7. Then shall Yahushua be revealed with his mighty angels. Okay, because the angels are mighty. They're not little so-called naked white babies. Okay, the angels are rough. Okay, the angels are tough, and this is what the world's about to witness. Because right now the world is recording the so-called UFOs, right? But pretty soon the angels are gonna step out those ships. Okay, the whole world's gonna see them. All right, so this is why you just gotta, we're in the time that the Lord is gonna reveal everything: who the wicked is, who's corrupt, who's righteous. Okay, the Lord is going to reveal who His elect is, okay, and who is not. All right. So, and He smote Peter on the side. So He didn't just wake him up and say, hey, wake up. All calm and gentle. No, when someone kind of hits you like real rough, that's how the angel woke up Peter. He just hit him on the side, rough, like, hey, get up. Get up, Peter. Let's row, and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly. And chains fell off from his hands, because the angel used spiritual power. See? And the angel said unto him, gird thyself, bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. See that? So the angels were rough. The angel smote Peter on the side and said, get up, Peter, let's go. Was tough on him. See? Verse 9. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. Okay, because Peter was like, he thought he was like dreaming. He thought he was having a vision. Because Peter couldn't, because it was so marvelous. All right, that was so glorious that Peter was just like, man, I must be having a dream, a vision. Like, this can't be real, But it actually happened. See? All right, to show you that's how wonderful it is, that these miracles, because that's how beautiful, the glory is from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, All right, that Peter, because he thought like, man, I gotta be having a vision, a dream, like this can't be real, Verse 10, when they were past the first and the second word, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord. And they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. So at that time the angel took off. Okay, but he was with them to get him all the way outside the prison to a certain point. Then the angel departed from him. See, because the angels are, what you got to understand is that there's different angels out there with different lots. Some angels are there to protect. Some angels are just created for war. Okay, there's some angels that are out there to heal you. Okay, you got to understand that. You see, so the angels are constantly on missions. You see, verse 11. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, now I know of a surety. Okay, because now when he come to himself, because he gathered his thoughts, remember he was kind of like, oh man, it's like I gotta be having a vision like this, so when Peter finally came to his senses, like, oh snap, like this was real, he said, now check it out, now I know of a surety that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua has sent his angel, see, and have delivered me out of the hand of Herod. See that? So right there, Peter, imagine how much that boosted his faith. Okay, and from all the expectation from the of the people of the Jews. See that? Because they were about to kill Peter the very next day. Because remember, they go to the first verse. They killed James. All right. So remember, they were about to kill Peter the very next day. All right, the very next day, but the Lord got him out. You see? All right, just to show you, these types of miracles are going to be happening again. All right, remember, this is why the Lord says, fear Him, don't fear an enemy. It don't matter if they take you to a concentration camp, a black site, don't matter. Okay, the Lord is going to, there are going to be a few martyrs out there, but they're going to glorify the Lord. then they're going to go all the way to the end, like Stephen. Okay, they're going to go like our Lord Yahushai. Okay, first and foremost, Stephen. Okay, all the way to the end. Apostle Paul. All right, all the way. You see, all right, because those men have strong spirits on them to go all the way. You see, all right, but that's only going to be a few martyrs. Okay, because remember, we already went through all that when John the Baptist got his head chopped off. Peter got crucified upside down. Okay, Paul got stoned. Stephen got stoned. Okay, we already went through all that. Okay, you gotta remember that. See that James, was killed. This is what you gotta understand. See, we already went through all that. Okay, so this time the majority of the elect, okay, will be saved. Okay, but there will be some martyrs. You gotta remember that. All right, some, but the majority will be protected. Because remember, this time the elect is going to win. Because we already went through all that. Okay? Remember that. Verse 12. And when he had considered the thing, okay? Acts chapter 12, verse 12. And when he had considered the thing, he came to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose surname was Mark, where many were gathered together praying. And Peter knocked at the door of the gate. A damsel came to hearken, named Rhoda, and when she knew Peter's voice, she opened not the gate for gladness, but ran in and told how Peter stood before the gate. Okay, and they said unto her, Thou art mad. But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. Then said they, it is his angel. Okay, because they didn't really believe it, But verse 16. But Peter continued knocking, and when they had opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. Okay, because remember, they were about to they binded Peter, in prison, and they were about to execute him the next day. So they couldn't believe it. How did he get out? But it's because it was a miracle. Okay, the Lord sent an angel to get him out. See, that's why they didn't believe him. They're like, nah, that's they couldn't believe that was him. Like, hey, how are you here? See, but he beckoning unto them with the hand to hold their peace, declared unto them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. See that? Because who did it? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, this is why in everything, okay, give Yahweh Bashim Yahushai the praise. Give him thanks. Give him the glory. Okay, because without the Lord, we're nothing. So this is why you always gotta be thankful. Pray over your food. Pray that he woke you up this morning. Pray that he still has the Spirit on you. Okay, to remember his name, and that you still, the fact that you still listen to these videos, the fact that you still believe, amen, be thankful for that right there. Okay, that the Lord hasn't took the Holy Spirit from you, because that's major. All right, because that's a scary place to be. And he said, Go, show these things unto James and to the brethren. And he departed and went into another place. Now as soon as it was day, there was no small stir among the soldiers, what was become of Peter. Okay, and when Herod had sought for him and found him not, he examined the keepers, because Herod, they're very carnal. Okay, so Herod was thinking like, oh, okay, well, he was thinking, well, shit, he was examining the soldiers, like, hey man, what happened? Did Peter pay him off, or what happened? How did he get out? Because he didn't believe that an angel got him out, see? And commanded that they should be put to death, see? Because he didn't trust his soldiers, because our enemies, remember, are carnal, So when things happen, they don't believe like, oh yeah, right, like an angel came, It's hard for them to believe that. Because remember, our enemies are carnal. They turn to their jets. They turn to their guns. Remember, our power is spiritual power, see? But our enemies, they don't understand spiritual power on the right-hand side. they understand wickedness on the left hand side, because they do have their witches and warlocks that do things. All right. Yeah, but they don't understand the power on the right hand side. Okay, but they do have power on the left hand side, but it's of wickedness. See? Okay, and he went down from Judea to Caesarea, and there abode. Okay, and Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Sidon, but they came with one accord to him, and having made Blastus the king's chamberlain, their friend, desired peace, because their country was nourished by the king's country. All right, and upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon this throne, and made an oration unto them. Okay, verse 22. The people gave a shout, saying, "It is the voice of God, and not of man." And check this out. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him. Okay, smote Herod. Okay, because why? Because he gave not the Most High Yahweh the glory. Okay, and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost. So remember that, okay? You know, because remember, when you don't glorify the Lord, okay? Remember, everything is because of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, everything. Okay, even those of you on the left-hand side, okay? You know, Elon Musk, Trump, you're not doing your own will. You're not doing your own thing. Putin, the leader of China, okay? You guys are all North Korea. You're all getting those missiles ready for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Those are his missiles. That's his army. Okay, so remember that. Remember Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, remember he didn't acknowledge the Lord. The Lord turned him into a beast man. Okay, remember everything is because of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See? All right, remember that. So remember, the Lord's about to humble our enemies out here in a real way. Big time. Acts chapter 12, verse 24. But the word of the Most High Yahweh grew and multiplied. Verse 25. And Barnabas and Saul returned from Jerusalem when they had fulfilled their ministry. Okay? And took with them John, whose surname was Mark. Alright, so now follow me. Okay, so let's continue now in the book of Daniel. Okay, the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 3. Okay, verse 1. Alright, yeah, we're going to get this whole chapter, okay? Alright, this is going into Shadrach. This is going to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Alright? Alright, here we go, okay? Alright, Daniel chapter 3, verse 1 down to the 30th verse, okay? Alright, here we go. Members, this is all about, spiritual power, how the Lord literally came and used divine intervention, okay, and was with his believers. Okay, Daniel chapter 3, verse 1 on down. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, okay, he was the king of Babylon this time. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar, all right, that's who we're just talking about. All right, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, this is who the Lord, he turned him into a beast man. Yep. Oh yeah, he was literally out there. He grew like long nails, and he was eating like grass and stuff. He was literally out there like a beast. Yes. Okay. Daniel chapter 3, verse 1 on down. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, okay, an idol. All right, but in this time, what's going to be the image of the New World Order, the RFID microchip? Okay. Remember, these same things are done over and over again, because what are the elites pushing for? The New World Order. So now, as we read this, okay, all right, this day is the RFID microchip, okay, and they want these leaders today's in these terms, okay, they want everyone to bow down to their New World Order, and they want the cherry on top is for them to insert that to insert in people, okay, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, okay. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits, and set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Okay, province is just a state. Okay, then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges had set up, right? Okay, so now let's go again, verse 3. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image. See, that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, right? Okay, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. So look at all the captains, all the rulers, okay, to show you that in this world, okay, the rulers, okay, the captains, going to today's terms, they're all going to bow down to that image, okay, the image of the elite, the international bankers, the New World Order, okay, which is the RFID microchip in today's terms, and that's gonna be that's already rocking and rolling out there in Sweden, but soon it's going to be mandated here in America and around the world. Okay, it's a New World Order. Real soon, very soon. Okay. All right. This is why Trump, he's a perfect destroyer. Okay, this is why we have to just sit back and watch the show. We're watching Trump destroy America. Okay, its foundations, but who's working through Trump? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, Trump is doing the work, but on the left-hand side, yep, he's totally destroying this place and destroying the American dollar bill. See? All right. So this is why we're actually, we're not on Trump's side, but we're rooting for him. Hell yeah, we're waiting for. The more destruction Trump does to America, the happier we are. You see? Yeah. Because we want to see this place destroyed, So we're just sitting back and watching Trump do his thing. Look at how many wars Trump has started. Hey, look at how much he has, look at how the gas prices are going up. Remember, it's the workings of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So we just have to sit back and watch the show. Okay, this is why you have to understand prophecy and understand what's going on, but also why it's happening. See? Then Herod cried aloud, to you it is command, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. So when they hear that, okay, they have to bow down to that golden image which Nebuchadnezzar set up. Okay, whenever the people hear that, okay, that was the new thing for everybody. And whosoever, see, and here we go. And whosoever falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fire furnace. Because that's how these leaders are. Okay, because they look at themselves like they're gods. You know, like, you better bow down to us or else. Okay, this is why they're getting these concentration camps ready, because when they mandate that RFID microchip and whoever don't take it, they're gonna chop their heads off. This is what's gonna happen very, very soon. Those concentration camps they're already ready to rock. Okay, they're already fully staffed with guillotines ready to chop off heads, baby. Okay, so in this day was approaching. This is why the Lord is warning you through His prophets. Okay. All right, it's going to be a very serious ordeal out here. Okay, they're going to be taking children in there, women, old men, old women. They're not going to spare none. Okay, remember, they're coming down with these elites, New World Order. Okay, it's going to be very serious out here. Okay, all this time of people going to Starbucks and going to the malls and just doing whatever, you know, just go out with our friends and, you know, go wherever. That those days are all coming to naught. Okay. You know, it's going to be full-on survival out here. Anarchy. You know, civil unrest. Yep, because remember, not everyone's going to bow down to that New World Order. You even have wacky-tacky Christians. Okay, as messed up as they are, some of them even know that the RFID chip is the MOTB. You got to understand that. Okay? You got to understand that. So some of them even know. Alright? Yep, absolutely. You know? So there's going to be a lot of pushback. There's going to be a lot of rebellion against these elites, New World Order. Okay, yeah, they may not know Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but truth is back on the earth, where people are waking up like, hey, you know, these elites want total control. You know, 15-minute cities. You know, people are understanding like, hey, you know, like, hey, this is it's wicked shit going on. You know, so to speak. Excuse my Italian. See, so there's going to be pushback. There's going to be a civil war, because what does that mean? Because you're going to have Americans fighting against Americans, because not everybody believes is going to be down with the New World Order. Okay? All right? Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, yep, okay? So this is the decree that they set up. All right, so whoever hears that, okay, whoever hears that sound of you know, the flute and all that, okay, and they don't bow down to the golden image of Nebuchadnezzar, what's the penalty? They're gonna get thrown into a fiery furnace, because it's a strict new law, and that's what's coming in. Okay, what did these elites sign? Well, everybody is focused on Trump and Biden and Kamala and LeBron James and P. Diddy. Okay, what's being signed behind the scenes? Your draconian laws, your new legislation, and your executive orders, because they're gonna have a law to put you to death. Some people, they're gonna shoot you right in your living room. Okay, because if they find out, okay, you're not gonna bow down to the elite New World Order. Okay, remember, they have New World Order troops out there. Okay. They got super soldiers out there. The UN troops that are going to be released, okay, from the left-hand side. Yep, and they're going to have new laws to actually put you to death right there on site. You know? Yep, it's gonna get that real. See, because a lot of people still think that, oh, you can't do that. You know, that's I know my rights in the Constitution. Nah, okay, you don't understand. All right, so let's carry on. Daniel chapter 3, verse 7 on down. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, see, because it's everybody. Remember, everybody. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15 down to the 18th verse. Remember, he make it all, okay, small and great, rich and poor. So everybody. Remember, it's going to be everybody, even people who are in the army, people who are in jail. Whoever do not take the RFID microchip, see, they're going to have laws to put them to death. But the Lord is going to use divine intervention to protect the hopeful elect in this time. Yeah, because these elites are coming down. Okay, Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. See, because they're desperate. They know that they're going down and into slavery. So they're going to come with everything they got. Yep. Therefore, verse 7, therefore at that time when all the people heard the sound, okay, of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, satari, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. See? They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, okay, that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, alright, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Okay, verse 12. Because right here there were some Chaldeans who were they were pointing the finger at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who are Jews, who are Israelites. Okay, because remember, we're the true Jews, not the small hats that run Hollywood and live in Israel right now. We are. Okay, remember that. All right, verse 12. All right, you know, it's predominantly, you know, the southern kingdom, you know, the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Levi. But you also have, you know, the northern kingdom. All right. There are certain Jews. All right, here we go. Okay, this is they're accusing them, saying, hey, these guys right here. So what was happening right here? Okay, the Chaldeans, okay, the people, all right, were telling Nebuchadnezzar, hey, these Jews right here, they're not listening, you know, they're not following your you know, your new law, you know. But this is what's going to go down right here. All right, check it out. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but they believed in the Lord. But check out, look what happens. Okay, here we go. Daniel chapter 3, verse 12. All right, there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Yep. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, these were Israelites who believed in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Check it out. Okay, this happened way back when. All right, and these are this is real history. This is our history. Check it out. Then they brought these men before the king. Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Because Nebuchadnezzar saying, hey, is this true? You know, you're not listening. What's going on? You know? Check it out. Verse 15. Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image, okay, which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? See? So he's saying, all right, well, I'm going to throw you in there in the fiery furnace. And what God can deliver you from that, you know? Check this out. This is their response. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this manner. If it be so, verse 17, our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. See that? So right there, Nebuchadnezzar is saying, you know what? I heard that you're not listening. I'm going to throw you in a fiery furnace. And who is your God to deliver you out of that? And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was telling them, go ahead, bet, run it. Go ahead and throw us in there. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will deliver us. This is what the prophets and the hopeful elect, okay, are telling the elites. Go ahead, shut the society down, okay, are telling Trump, okay, are telling these elites, go ahead, bring on your Gurkha troops, come on with it, go ahead and roll, okay, because the Lord is going to deliver the hopeful elect. This is what the prophets are telling the elites, go ahead, go ahead and shut the society down, because you can't kill the elect, you may be able to get your hands on some, but that's only because of prophecy. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the angels, okay, are going to protect the hopeful elect. This is what the prophets are telling the elites, okay, every day. Go for it, run it, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Bob? Go for it. See, because they're saying, all right, our power can deliver, okay, the elect. See, this is what's being told right now, because the elites remember Psalms verse 2. Why do the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing? Because they're thinking, all right, well, we're going to put all these Israelites to death. See, the prophets are telling you, go for it, run it. Go for it. Step up to get bitch slapped. Because when these elites start rolling, remember the angels are going to get their green light. Remember that, okay? Remember that. Okay, because when Esau starts rolling, okay, when Esau makes his move, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna make his move. Remember that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Same thing. Okay. Isn't the world recording the ships? Okay. So remember that. Akim Aqua, the angels are out here 24/7. You gotta remember that the hopeful elect are heavily guarded. All right, by the angels. Here we go, verse 18. But if not, it be known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Okay? Alright, then Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury. Alright, because they pretty much told him, well, go for it. Go ahead and throw us in there. Our Lord can deliver us. So Nebuchadnezzar was like, oh, what? Like, so you're not scared of me? See, so this is why these elites right now, they're raging, because like, well, you're not, you hear about our concentration camps that we're gonna roll on you Israelites, and you guys are not scared. See, that's what we're telling them. Like, no, hell no, go for it. Make your move. See, so that's why these elites are like, all right, well, hey, go ahead. Fire up your super soldiers, activate your clones. Go for it, run it. So we can laugh at your bitch ass. See? So this is why the hopeful elect has confidence in the Lord. Okay, we don't fear our enemies. We know that they have a certain amount of power, but not over Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See, we don't consider ourselves to be nothing, but we believe, okay, in the miracles. We believe in the angels, and we believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. See, this is the difference, because we have faith. See, this is why you have to truly believe. See? It's that confidence. You have to be confident in the Lord. Verse 19. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury. Okay, and from and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because at this time he liked them. But now he didn't like him, Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated, because they fired up the fiery furnace even more hotter. Okay, all right. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Okay. All right. So not only did they heat up the fiery furnace 7 times hotter, Okay, but this is very important. But they commanded the most mighty man in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So why did Nebuchadnezzar command the most mighty men that were in his army to bind them up? Because he was afraid. Okay, because can you imagine telling someone who's underneath you that, hey, I'm about to throw you in a fire, and can you imagine them saying, go for it, go for it, that our Lord will deliver us? So he was scared at the same time, like, oh shit, because he saw that, hey man, these dudes are not afraid. Can you imagine someone saying, I'm about to put you to death, a king, and you can imagine these men saying, go for it, like, you can't do nothing to us, our Lord will deliver us. So he was scared at the same time, like, oh shit, what the hell? See, so he commanded his most mighty men. So that's why when Esau starts to roll, remember, they're not just gonna send regular police officers and not even regular men in the army. They're gonna send their super soldiers, their most mightiest men after the men of the Lord. This is why they're creating super soldiers. This is why they have clones. Okay, this is why they have clones, super soldiers, androids. Okay, to go get the men of the Lord at that time. Okay, because they know that power is real. See, so that's why he commanded the most mighty men. See that? But why did he do that? Because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they weren't afraid. They're like, yeah, go for it. We're gonna be just fine. You can't. So imagine he's like, damn, what? I'm threatening them. So the king was astonished. He was like, damn, I just told him that I'm gonna put him to death. And they're like, nah, it's, and they're not even tripping. And so he was like, oh damn, what the hell? Like, they're not even worried, like they're not even sweating it. See, huh? that's why these elites are tripping too, because they're like, damn, they got agents out here and everything, and the men of the Lord are still laughing at them, but nothing. Yeah, exactly. So that's why they're even more mad. It's like, yeah, but go for it. You're so mad, but do it. Do the damn thing already. Remember, because who's following who? Exactly. The man of the Lord not following around your agents. Okay? All right, we can give two shits about you. Go ahead and build up that case. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. The man of the Lord are still laughing at you. See, that's why these elites are like, damn, hey, they're not even tripping. See? They're like, you don't think they're having these conversations? Oh shit, yeah, they are. You gotta believe that, So they're like, hey man, these dudes are not even afraid, Yes, you got that right, See, so this is what was happening right here, okay? Because you gotta put yourself there, So that's why the king is like, oh, like damn, like man, he was at unease, He was like, oh, what the heck? He was in shock, because the majority of people of this world, you tell them, oh, you're about to put her to death, they're like, oh, hey, oh, hell no, See, they'll change their minds. But the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, see, check it out, verse 21. All right, check this out. Here we go. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. So at this time, here they go. Okay. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So remember, the most mightiest men that binded up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they got put to death, because that's how hot the fiery furnace was. See that? So that's already one thing right there in itself. So the most mightiest men just got put to death right there. Okay. So remember, his most mightiest soldiers were just put down, just like that. Boom. All right. Check this out. Verse 23. And these three men, okay, Shadrach, just to let you, so that just shows you right there that once these elites, release these killer drones, their androids, their super soldiers, that the 144,000, the angels, are gonna beat them down. They're about to get their ass kicked out here. See, that's so the most mightiest men. So whatever you got, Esau, go ahead and release it. Because the angels, the Yahushai, and the 144,000 are gonna beat you and your strong and all your mightiest technology. is going to beat it down. That's what's going to happen out here. Okay? Yep. And this is what we truly believe in that. You know? See? You know, because remember, the most mightiest men, so the most strongest soldiers, they got put to death. To show you that, remember, no weapon shall prosper. Remember that. Nothing by any means shall hurt you. You got to remember these scriptures, you guys. Okay, remember that. So it doesn't matter what the enemy comes with. They say, oh, we're going to come with the most mightiest soldiers. Go for it. You know? Go for it. You know, run it. You know? See? So we can laugh at you, Esau. You know? Go for it. Verse 23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and he rose up. So he stood up out of his seat like, oh shit, oh snap, what the hell? Imagine, he threw him in the fiery furnace, and he saw him just, he saw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego just chilling. But imagine this, Nebuchadnezzar the king, he was astonished, so he rose up. So he got up out of his seat like, oh, what the hell? Like, nah, hell nah, you know? He's like, what is this that I'm seeing? Like, can this be true? Like, no way, you know? And spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire, Okay, into the midst of the fire? Then answered and said unto the king, true, O king. Okay, verse 25, and he says, so right here, Nebuchadnezzar, he's like, he's just completely in shock. Remember, his most mightiest men just got put to death. Okay, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, all right, there was no hurt. Nothing happened to them, you know? And not only that, but there was somebody else in there with them. So he stood up out of his seat like, what the hell is going on right now? You know? See? So they're like, nah, like this is crazy, you know? So Nebuchadnezzar, he stood up out of his seat, like, nah, like, hey, like what? Check it out. See, you gotta put yourself there, imagine, you guys. The king, he actually got up, like what? He got up out of his seat and was tripping out, looking at his men like, hey, check this out, like, hey, talking like, hey, look, because they couldn't believe it. All right, check this out, because in their mind, they're like, nah, they're dead, I got them. See, because in their mind, okay, because they think, okay, oh yeah, Nebuchadnezzar thought, oh yeah, that's it, I got him, I'm gonna kill him. That's what these elites think, these agents, okay, the UN troops, the UN, the leaders of America, the leaders of NATO and EU, they think, oh yeah, we got the men of the Lord surrounded. We got agents on them 24/7. We're building case on them. Oh yeah, they're ours. They're not going nowhere. That's what you clowns think. That's what you think. Sucker. You little cherries. That's what you think. See? So this is why Nebuchadnezzar, because in his mind, he's like, oh, I got him, baby. But it didn't happen. So he was like, nah, no way. Like what? But this is what was going on right here. Okay, verse 25. And he answered and said, lo, I see 4 men. So there was somebody else in there. Like, oh, what? Somebody else is in there with him. Like, what's going on? Hey, what? This is what he was saying. Hey, check it out. There's somebody else in there. See? Walking in the midst of the fire. And they have no hurt. Huh? Just chilling the fire, Hey, what's going on? What's good? And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. So who was in there? Okay? And the form of the 4th is like the Son of Yahweh. So who was in there with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Yahweh Shai. Okay, remember, because he is the Savior. Remember, our power has power over life and death. So it doesn't matter. Remember, there's only going to be a few martyrs that are going to have to give up their life, okay, for their testimony, for their faith, okay, for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But that's whoever the Lord says, okay. But if Yahweh Bashim Yahushai says you can't put them to death, it don't matter how hard the enemy tries, they cannot do it. Remember, the Lord controls life and death. So remember that, okay. So that's very, very important. So if somebody gets put to death, remember, the Lord ordained it. Okay? Remember that. Alright? You gotta understand that in these times. So it doesn't matter how hard the enemy, how much the enemy hates you, how much he wants to put you to death. If the Lord says no, they can't do anything. Yep, nobody, not even Satan. Okay, remember the story of Job. Okay, remember the Lord says go ahead and plague him, but you can't take his life. See, because not even Satan can take someone's life unless Yahweh says, all right, go ahead. And that's facts. Okay, and this is why it's very important that you understand how this thing works. This is why you have to get the understanding. You need that oil. Okay, it's not just, oh, believe whatever you want, because, you know, you're not going to be built up right. You're not going to know the name of the Lord. You're not going to know the mysteries. See? Let's go. Verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fire furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. My goodness. This is what he was saying in his head. Like, dang, man, I can't believe it. Ye servants of the Most High, Yahweh, come forth and come hither. Because he was absolutely marveled, you know, because he was like, he goes, hey, what you guys said was true. Can you imagine? You know? Then Shadrach, because he was just baffled, you know, he was just like totally marveled, you know, like man, like, hey, like that was a marvelous miracle, you know, because he saw it right there. Okay. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, captains, and kings and counselors. Remember, because everybody was right there watching it. Okay. Being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power. Okay, so all of them, imagine the governors, the captains, they all saw it. Imagine, so they were all just looking at each other like, no, like trip out, like what the heck, you know? See, because they never seen stuff like that, you know, because there's no power on this earth who can do stuff like that. Look at the leader of Iran, okay? The U.S., they just blew his ass up, okay? All right, you know, look at the you know, look at what happens, okay, when these presidents, you know, they get taken out. Look at the leaders of the cartel, okay, they get taken out, they get captured, okay, but only the men. Look at the Rothschilds. They have to have 7. I believe his name was David Rothschild. He had to have like 7 heart transplants. He still died. This to show you that none of our enemies, okay, from America to the elites, to the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, to the Persians, Iran, okay, to the Palestinians, to the cartels, nobody, okay, none of you clowns out there can save yourselves, okay, from death. When the Lord says it, that's it. But only the Lord's believers, okay, receive these miracles. Everybody else, when it's your time, you get blown up. Look what happened to the president of you know, the supreme leader of Iran. He's out of there, man. To show you clowns ain't nothing. You heathens ain't nada. You heathens ain't nada. You're nothing. See, because you may think, oh yeah, we're in power and all this. What happened? Okay, where was Allah at? Islam. Where's your gods at? Okay, you know, the supreme leader of Iran, he's out of there. Okay, where's your guys' gods at? Okay, just saying. Okay, you guys can talk shit all day, Allah and, you know, all this crap. Where's your guys' gods at? Okay? You know, don't talk shit. Don't get mad. Let's hear it. Let's see it. You know, where are they at? You know? Bring them out, you know? To all you heathens out there, you know, and you crusty ass Edomites, where are your gods at? Bring them out. You know, what's going on? You know, where's your guys' gods at? And that's on the real. See? Alright, you see those ships? Those spaceships? The so-called UFOs? Okay, those are the angels. That's our power right there. So where's your power? Anybody? Going once? Going twice? All we hear is crickets. Crickets. You know, you guys are out of there? You guys are out of there. You know? You know? For real, because remember you guys, all these elites and our enemies, they just talk crap, but alright, well prove it, you know? You talk crap so much, oh, our God and Allah and all, where are they at? Okay, what happened to the supreme leader of Iran? No, don't talk shit. Don't get mad. Let's hear it. Where's your gods at? See, leave it right there. Because there's only one God, and the God of the Israelites. And his name is Yahweh. Okay, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right. See. This is why The men of the Lord is the number one enemy to the New World Order, because we can actually prove what we're saying. Okay? Yeah, they may say, oh yeah, we're bums and they don't like us and all that, but what we're saying is true. Okay? Why do you think they have militaries, teams, and agents following the men of the Lord 24/7? Because it's real power that they cannot stop. See? Huh? Because it's true power. Huh? True, it's true power. You see? Alright. Let's get Daniel chapter 3, verse 27. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the kings, counselors being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed. Okay, because they had no hurt, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, alright, who hath sent his angel, who was his son. It was actually a Yahushai down there, and delivered his servants, because Yahushai is the top angel, on the right hand side, and delivered his servants, see? And delivered his servants that what? Here we go, this is very important, that trusted in him, because this is what we do, we trust in the Lord. This is where we have our faith, because it's not in us, we trust in him, that the Lord is going to save us. See, we don't trust that Nate from IUIC is going to save us, and buying land and all that bullshit. Okay, we trust in the Lord. See, this is why you got to pay attention to detail. Okay, like Apostle Ramblad says, specific instructions. Okay, because not just, well, that's close enough. Nah, okay, you got to have it down. You're talking about the creator, okay, of life itself, of existence, the creator of the heavens, the creator who created angels. Come on, you know, look at how big that ocean is, and all those animals and species. Look at all the insects and the fruits. Look at all the detail. You know, everything. Just cut an orange in half and look at how much detail there is. Cut an onion. Okay, look at from the roots to the branches to the actual onion. How much detail there is, and everything. Okay, look at the insects, the ants. Look at how they live. You tell me that's not marvelous? Shit. Look at humans. Look at how, you know, how they grow, their organs, their bodies. They just grow inside these fleshly bodies. You know how you can communicate and all that. Look at all these different faces. There's billions of people on the earth. Look at all these faces, all these personalities. Look at that. You kidding me or what? Huh? And here comes Elon Musk, dumbass. Okay, he builds a little robot, and all the heathens, they give applause. A little dumbass robot walking around. You know, they all look the same. A little gray robot, and the heathens are, oh, hey, look, that's cool. But look at the whole earth. Look at how beautiful the trees are, the oceans, the waterfalls, the sky, the sunrise, the sunset, the stars. You know, and these niggas, you know, these heathens, you know, when Elon Musk comes with a little gray dumbass robot, like, oh, hey, he's so smart. They'll have a little dumbass robot. Man, get out of here. You know, you heathens are through. Okay, you heathens are finished. You hear? Alright? You know? Man. Huh? Alright. And delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word. See that? Because he was like, what? No way. And yielded their bodies that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own power. Okay, because he was convinced, like, damn, you know, like this power exists. See, and this is why these leaders, they can't just roll on the men of the Lord, because they know that the power is real. Okay, although they hate the Lord and they hate the believers, they know they have to be very careful, because they know they can't go toe to toe with the angels, because there's already a lot of accounts of, you know, remember SpaceX, their spaceships getting blown up by the angels. Okay, remember a lot of things that the majority public don't know, because the Lord messes with our enemies. He'll blow up like their SpaceX. He'll take down like a fighter jet. the angels are constantly doing a lot of things to our enemies, scaring them, and our enemies, they can't do anything. They have the U.S. Army has shot missiles at them. Iran. So there's a lot of things happening like on the low. It's a silent war right now. Okay, that the majority of people don't know, and no one can do anything. Our enemies can't even phase them, so they're terrified. So at the same time, yeah, they hate us, but at the same time, they can't kill us. Remember that, okay? You gotta remember that, and I say that as one of the hopeful elect, okay? All right, because who knows what our enemies have been trying to do to us, maybe poison our food and stuff. You never know, okay? But this is why you have to believe, okay? Because who knows, there's things out there that maybe that our enemies, they tried already to take out some of the hopeful elect, and they couldn't. You got to believe that. But this is why our enemies, they're constantly trying. They're like, damn, okay, they're trying. Remember, that's the funny thing. This is why we laugh, because they're actually trying. The men, women, and children, the hopeful elect, they're just surviving, chilling, but they're not actually trying to kill their enemies. Our enemies are. So this is why we can sincerely laugh, because they're actually trying. See? Huh? Imagine that. Imagine trying to kill something and you can't. Imagine. Huh? You tell me that's not true power? Look at the leader of Iran. Look what happened. He's out of there. See? They tried to take him out, and they did. See? But this doesn't happen when it happens to the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because it doesn't matter if you're fully surrounded. They can't. See? Verse 29, therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other power that can deliver after this sort. See? Because he was convinced. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. See that? So we're going to get one more account here, okay? We're going to go to Samson, okay? Follow me now to Judges chapter 15. Let's get it. Okay, we're going to get that whole chapter, okay? This is when the Lord came through for Samson, okay? Judges chapter 15, verse 1 down to the 20th verse. Here we go. All right? Yep, so I hope some of you guys are following along, okay? So, Salakia, I'm a little excited in the spirit, Because remember, you got to get into this. You got to actually put yourself there. And remember, it's not just so much, the enemy can't do nothing, and no, it's just you gotta understand that, okay? It's not that we just think that we're just so we got it like that. No, it's just that because we truly believe in our power. You got to understand that. So this is why when we teach you, we're trying to put that to you, that hey, you got to get into it. You got to put yourself there, not just I read the scriptures. No, baby, okay? No, you gotta get in. Oh, hey, it's like when you go swimming, like when you invite somebody to go swimming, like hey, you got to get in the water, not just like hey, come in, the water feels great, like hey, it feels good in here, okay? Let's say you go to your cousin's house, like, all right, we're gonna go swimming. You say, hey, come in, the water is beautiful, it feels good, it's refreshing. Come in, it feels, and somebody says, oh yeah, well, I put my foot in it, I felt it felt nice. Like, nah, okay, you gotta come in the water, you gotta jump in. See, you gotta be in it, And this is the thing, you have to put yourself in there. See, this is why you have to start. You have to have a strong foundation. Okay, this is why you have to, you got to get into it, This is why I play like this little music in the background. It's called like space ambience. Not too loud, because that way, it's like a movie, a movie when well, this is the Lord's movie, by the way. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, you gotta remember that, okay? Because like in a movie, when it comes on and the theme and the music's playing, like oh shit, you get into it, Like let's say Star Wars, for example, a lot of people have watched it. Like before the Jedi start to fight, there's like at the scene, and You know, they have the lightsabers come out. It's a whole thing. You know, it's a whole deal. You know, it's a whole experience. You know, from the lightsabers coming out, like, oh crap. You know, you see the way the Jedi's and Darth Maul and Darth Vader are dressed, like, oh snap. You hear the music, you know, like, oh snap. See, because you get into it. That's why also, you know, I try to teach with that little theme music in the background. All right, it's just to you know, for you guys to concentrate, to focus, but also so you guys can enjoy it. You know, get into it. You know, see, you know, because it's a whole theme. You know, it's a whole theme. You know, it's not just oh I heard the word. No, you know, it's hey, you gotta get into it, baby. You know, this is the reason. See, because we're truly teaching you guys. You know what's going on. You know, see. You know, not just we got the truth and that's it, ha ha ha. No, we're actually, you know, teaching, but for you guys to get into it, you know, see, you know, because this is why we prophesy, we edify and teach, you know, because we truly care about the sheep, you know. See, so this is why, you know, there's things, you know, so because you know we have to attack all angles on this, you know. Sometimes we gotta talk about the agents. Sometimes we gotta talk about food. Sometimes we gotta talk about the spaceships. Sometimes we go into history like this, you know. You know, we gotta tackle we gotta tackle everything. Okay, you know, the bitter and the sweet. You know, it's just the way it is. See, you know, 'cause we gotta tell you everything. You know, yeah. All right, so let's go. All right, Judges chapter 15, verse 1 on down. But it, yeah. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of the wheat harvest. Okay, so this is a time of, you know, Samson. All right, that Samson visited his wife with a kid, and he said, I will go into my wife into the chamber, but her father would not suffer him to go in. Okay, so right here, you know, Samson is returning for his woman, and her father said, I verily thought that thou hast utterly hated her, therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. Okay, and Samson concerning them, now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. All right, so what happened right here? All right, you know, Samson was coming back for his woman, but her father gave her away. Okay, all right, verse 4. And Samson went and caught 300 foxes. Okay, so this is there's a lot of miraculous features that happen right here in the 15th chapter. Okay, Samson did a lot right here. Okay, all right, this is the first one. Okay, and Samson went and caught 300 foxes. Come on, that you telling me that's not that man didn't have the spirit of the Lord wasn't dealing with Samson to catch 300 foxes, and took firebrands and turned tail to tail, and burnt a fiery brand, and put a fiery brand in the midst between two tails. Okay, so he put their tails together with fiery brands. Okay, you tell me that's not a miraculous feature to catch 300 foxes and do that? Okay, the Lord was dealing with Samson, because he feared the Lord. So that was spiritual power right there, you know. And you know, and when he had set brands on, he let them go. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up the shocks, and also the standing corn with the vineyards and olives. So what did Samson do? Okay, all right. He caught 300 foxes, put the fiery brands between their tails. Okay, he tied the fox's tails together and sent them into the vineyards, okay, and burnt all their corn and stuff. All right, then the Philistines said, who had done this? Because Samson had did it to the Philistines. And remember, at this time, you guys, the Philistines was ruling over us at this time, okay? So the Israelites were scared of the Philistines because they were rulers over us at this time. See that? All right, here we go. Just like at this time, right now, who's ruling over us right now? The Edomites. See, this is why the majority of Israelites, they bow down, like Nick Cannon, LeBron James, P. Diddy. This is why they sell out, because, you know, they're scared of the so-called white man, which is a damn shame, you know. But that's our, hey, whatever, you know. Everything must fulfill. But this is why you always have the mighty men. Verse 6. Then the Philistines said, who had done this? And they answered, Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burned her and her father with fire. So the Philistines grabbed up the woman that Samson wanted, because after, you know, it just started up a whole thing, okay? So after Samson burned up, caught 300 foxes and sent them into the vineyard, okay? The Philistines got that woman that Samson wanted and her father, and, you know, and killed them and put them on fire. And Samson, check this out. Oh, wait a minute. Bear with me. Okay, just bear with me. Here we go. Hold it. Okay, verse 7. And Samson said unto them, okay, so now this is Samson. Okay, so it's already on, you know? It's on and cracking at this point. Okay, it's already on, it's on. You know? So Samson said unto them, imagine, you know, one man, you know? And Samson said unto them, though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and after that I will cease. So, because Samson said, all right, you know, it's on, you know, an eye for an eye. You know, so imagine Samson, he's not even scared of them, you know, it's Samson by himself, you know, and he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter, and he went down, okay, and dwelt in the top of the rock Etam. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah, and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, why are ye come up against us? And they answered, to bind Samson. See, so the men, Judah, okay, the southern kingdom, all right, our own people came to get Samson because they were afraid of the Philistines. Like, well, we better get him, you know, and turn him in, because if not, they're going to come down on us. See that? To bind Samson are we come up, to do him as he had done to us. Then 3,000 men, see, 3,000 men, damn, of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam and said to Samson. So 3,000 men had to go get Samson, see, of our own people, because they were scared of the Philistines at this time. Here we go. Okay, we're going to get that right here. Let's continue. And said to Samson, knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? So 3,000 men, okay, Judites, okay, were saying to Samson, man, hey, are you crazy, man? Are you nuts? You know, don't you know that the Philistines are rulers over us? This is what the 2/3 are telling us. Hey, man, you know, you guys are talking about the rulers, you know, the Edomites and Trump and the Rockefellers and all that. Don't you know that they're rulers over us? The prophets are telling these 2/3, get lost, scram. You know, don't worry about it, you know? See? Because they're scared of the so-called white man. See? This time, our people were scared of the Philistines. See? Alright? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, as they did unto me, so have I done unto them. See? And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand. See? So Samson saying, okay, I'll go with you. If not, Samson, he probably would have fought him, to the death. But Samson said, okay, well, promise me that you're not gonna lay hands on me, but that, So they said, yeah, we promise, but we're gonna take you to him, because Samson's like, hey, I got no beef with you. I got beef with the Philistines, not you. But if you want to take me to them, okay, I'll let you do that. Because if not, who knows what would have happened? He probably would have ran or fought him. So Samson, because he was right there at war, he was already like, it's already on. See, so Samson was like, okay, well, if you promise me you're not gonna fight me yourself, then I'll go with you. Like, because he wasn't afraid of the Philistines. Because Samson was like, all right, I don't care if you're gonna deliver me to jail. See, all right, because he wasn't afraid of them, and that's the same thing we're saying. Okay, those are the hopeful elect. Okay, even if our own family members betray us. All right, of course we don't hope that, but if that happens, we're not afraid, right? Go for it. Call them. Call the so-called white man, because we're not afraid of them. All right, remember that. This is what Samson, because his spirit was so much like, okay, well, I'm not beefing with you. Okay, I'm beefing with the Philistines. So that's why, because he was in straight war mode at this point, he was straight soldier mode. So he was straight. Boom. All right, war mode. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rock. And when he came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him. And the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, there's that standard, came mightily upon him. And the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from his hands. So right before, remember, the 3,000 Judites, all right, delivered Samson to the Philistines. Okay, but right before they got him, okay, spiritual power, divine intervention, a miracle was performed. All right, the cords that he had that were on his hands were loosed because of spiritual power, because the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai came mightily upon him, to show you that it was the spirit, it's spiritual power. All right, let me get that again. Judges 15:14. And when he came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. Verse 15. And he found, okay, here we go, and he found a new jawbone of an ass. So not only did the Lord allow him to use spiritual power, remember, because the 3,000 Judites banded up Samson with those cords, okay? And he had spiritual power, and they just came off him. Now, not only that, now he's getting a jawbone of a donkey, a jawbone of an ass. So not only is the Lord allowing him to have spiritual power to break free from those cords, but now he's also allowing him to fight back. Check this out. And he found a new jawbone, verse 15, and he found a new jawbone of an ass, a donkey, and put forth his hand, and took it and slew 1,000 men thereof. Okay? He slew 1,000 soldiers. Okay? It wasn't just, oh, I'm a potter, No, okay? Oh, No, these are soldiers. Philistine soldiers that are trained to kill and fight, with shields and swords. Samson slew 1,000 of them with a jawbone of a donkey. Imagine, and that bone didn't even break. That's spiritual power right there. 1,000 soldiers. Okay, I mean, in this day, your top, Navy SEAL, Marine, super soldiers, they could probably take out maybe like 10 people, maybe 15, All right, remember, he didn't just have a gun. Okay, he did that with, with a jawbone of an ass, and they were coming at him with shields and, fully armored up. Okay, with swords and all that, and he put them all to flight. He put them all to death. See, 1,000 people, 1,000 people. Verse 16, and Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, it's a donkey, heaps upon heaps, and the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. But why? Because spiritual power. Okay, from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramathaliah. And he was sore at thirst, and called on the Lord, and said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, thou hast given me this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised. Okay, so Samson now at this point, so here's another miracle, okay, because the first one was what? When he caught 300 foxes, okay, and put them into the, put those fiery brands, tied their tails together, and put it into the Philistines, their vineyards, their corn and all that. Then he, remember, received spiritual power. The second count, all right, remember when the Judites, our own people, put cords around their hands, like pretty much handcuffed him, but with cords. He broke free from that by using spiritual power. Okay, he didn't like bite it off or use a knife. It just came loose from spiritual power. Remember that he didn't like just rub it against a rock, like the movie Rambo, or something like that. Like he didn't try to or the movie Predator. He didn't just try to bite it off or use like a blade. No. How did those bands come off? By spiritual power. They just came off. He didn't just wiggle around and break his wrist, and nah, he used spiritual power from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's very important, So he didn't just he survived, Nah. Okay, this is the point. Okay, he used spiritual power. Okay, he wasn't like that magician Houdini and just escape. Remember that magician Houdini? They used to put chains around him and he would get out? Nah, okay? He used spiritual power, okay? Alright, remember that. This is what's happening right here. Okay, this is the point. Okay, this is the point right here you guys got to get. Also, another miraculous act was what? He got a jawbone of an ass and slew 1,000 men. So all this is happening with Samson. Imagine? All this is happening. This is all spiritual power, divine intervention, a miracle. See, and this is all coming to, gonna be happening very soon when Esau starts rolling with his Gurga troops, his Stormer troops, his Gestapo troops. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Verse 18. So now, let's say when you guys play, how many of you guys ever out there go to the gym? You guys run up a hill. You guys play basketball, whatever. Okay, you get thirsty. Like, man, I'm thirsty. All right. So you imagine, look at boxers, UFC fighters. After every round, they go back. What? They go back to the corner and get a little bit of water because they're thirsty. Okay, imagine after a few minutes. Okay, and they're fighting like boxing fighters. They're fighting one opponent with gloves. Okay, they're not killing each other. All right, yeah, they're trying to knock each other out, but they're not actually killing each other. Samson actually killed 1,000 soldiers, Philistines, okay, with a jawbone of an ass, a donkey. So imagine how thirsty he was. Just look at the boxers and UFC fighters. Okay, they go back to their look at at the 10th round how tired they are, how thirsty they are for trying to fight one opponent, one guy. Okay, right here, Samson. He put 1,000 Philistine soldiers. Remember, not just countrymen, not just I'm a Patasa. Okay, no, not just regular men. These are soldiers. Okay, who are trained to kill. Okay, Samson put 1,000 of them to. He laid them down by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So can you imagine how thirsty he was? Check it out. Judges chapter 15 verse 18, and he was sore at thirst. So he was thirsty, like, man, I'm thirsty, Lord. Like Tawada, Yahweh Shem Shai for allowing me to put him to flight. But you know what? Now I'm gonna die because I'm so thirsty. Like you gotta actually put yourself there. Imagine that. Okay, and called on the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai and said, "Thou hast given me this great deliverance." See, because it wasn't his strength, it was the Lord that did that to him. See, because remember, it's not you, Nate from IUIC. It's not you, Captain Tazariak. It's not you, General Johanna. It's not you, Vocab. You damn clowns. All right, it's Yahweh Bashim Yawashai. Huh? But all you clowns out there thinking that it's you guys. You know, and hey, well, Vocab, you know, you're an Edomite, you know, but you know, at least that's what, you know, we think, you know, through the spirit. But you know, you other guys out there, you guys are Israelites, you know? Huh? You guys are acting like complete fools out there. Thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant. See? So what is Samson doing right here? So this is the other point, okay? To teach you guys out there how we should be, how we shall walk, okay? Because remember, give Yahweh Bashim Yahweh the glory. Give him the praise. Give him thanks. Because it's not of us. It's of the Lord. This is what Samson's saying, because when he did that, he didn't say, oh yeah, you know, I'm so strong, hell yeah, I'm the man. No, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant. See, because you know, he was still humble like the water, you know, because you helped me, Lord. See, so that just shows you how we're supposed to be, not be all like, you know, like IUIC and think that all that works, you know, hey, what's going on here, okay? Alright, we're all kings and priests out after the order of Melchizedek, but there's a certain way that we're supposed to be right now. We're not in the kingdom yet. Remember, we're not in the... Okay, remember, we're in danger all the way till we're inside those ships. We're not out of the woods yet, Jack. Okay, so remember, there's no time to celebrate. Okay, like Apostle Gabar said the other day, okay, it's not... We gotta wait until we're into those ships. Okay, we're surrounded by danger. Okay, that don't mean that the hopeful elect are not going to be helped. But remember, we still got to go through all these dangers. Remember, we're not out of the woods yet. So there's no reason for anybody to get out of character, you know, be all relaxed and celebrate. No, okay, if you go out, have a drink or two, whatever, be circumspect. Okay, watch out. Remember, we're in front lines. Okay, remember, we're in enemy territory, especially those of you that live in America. Okay, we live in the belly of the beast. Okay, you got to remember that when you go out. Okay, yeah, go out. You know, of course, have your balance, have your drink or two, whatever. But be circumspect. Watch after one another. Okay, know your exits. You know, just know, okay, what's going on. Okay, you ain't got to be all, you know, paranoid, but you got to be alert. Okay, remember, just because you go have a good time, remember, there's a target on our backs. You gotta understand that. Okay, you ain't gotta be all like, you know, paranoid. Because remember, the angels are with thee, but you gotta carry yourself a certain way. Okay, especially if you're among a brother too. You know, not only watch over yourself, but what about that brother? What if that brother gets hurt and you're over here being stupid? All right, so remember, don't get drunk out there. Okay, don't get too drunk out there. You gotta remember that. Okay, if you do, just watch yourself. Have somebody watching over you. You know. Yeah, you know, it's that's not wise, you know, because remember, there are agents, okay, following the man of the Lord 24/7. Okay, there's teams out there. Okay, you may not see who they are, but they're out there. Okay, they come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. A lot of them are women. Okay, a lot of them are women. How did that leader of the cartel get set up? By that woman. So be circumspect, Akim, okay, especially around these women. Because a lot of them are agents. Okay. Oh no. What happened to that? The leader cartel. All right then. Okay. It's very real, you guys. Okay, it's very real. So you know, of course, you know, the Lord said that, you know, you can have, you know, your concubines and stuff like that. Have a little, you know, side piece. You know, but be circumspect, man. You know, be very circumspect, you guys. You know, take heed. You know, use judgment. Use discernment. Don't be simple out there. Thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant. And now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised. But the Most High Yahweh, check this out. But the Most High Yahweh clave an hollow place that was in the jaw. So the same bone that Samson used to slay 1,000 Philistines. All right, this is what's happening. There came water there out. So the same jawbone that Samson used to slay 1,000 Philistines, the Lord made water come out of it. All right, and when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof Penhakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. So with that, that's on today's lesson on spiritual power. All right, and remember, there's going to be the spiritual power, divine intervention, and miracles. So get ready, because those things are coming for the hopeful elect. All right, so with that, on your feet, soldier, keep the faith. Shalom.